The waiver wire is hot right now. Week 2 is one of the hottest weeks for the waiver wire as some of these players start to turn and burn and show their true colors, start to exceed expectations, start to get more playing time than expected. Some of these veterans are starting to lip around. They're starting to get injured as well. And we're starting to see some of these players be productive at the NFL level. And now we're chasing them on the waiver wire. Today we're looking at Joshua Kelley, running back of the Chargers. We got something going on with Austin Ekeler. We're going to be taking a look at that. But before we dig into the stats, the metrics, and the information, you need to click that subscribe button right now. Click it with the mouse, tap it with the finger on your phone, because we're doing deep dives on these players every single day to help you with waivers, to help you with trades, to help you with setting lineups, and everything in between to help you win your league. So hit that button, stop missing out, and let's dig into this. So first off, Austin Ekeler's dealing with an ankle issue. He could be back, he could not be back, but he was also splitting carries this week. So that is something you want to pay attention to. You want to pay attention to his status. You want to pay attention to what's going on with Austin Ekeler. Kind of a big deal right now. Looking at the stats from last week's game here, Austin Ekeler, 16 carries. Joshua Kelley, 16 carries. Middle of last season, Joshua Kelley was a premium handcuff. Now we're starting the season as Joshua Kelley as a premium handcuff. Whether or not Eckler's in or out, I think he needs to be rostered because this offense can really push the needle downfield. They can really move the chains. They're very explosive. Kelley can get some opportunity here. He can be a spot starter for you in fantasy, and we saw this in week 1. And if something happens to Eckler, if this is more than just some swelling to his ankle, just a little bit of hurting here, and he's going to have to miss some time, Joshua Kelley could be an RB1 because this offense pushes the pace. They push production. They're in live game scripts where there's a lot of scoring. That's going to be off and on because they're in that AFC West. This could be some good opportunity. Saw 25 snaps, 48.1% share of the snaps. He was on the field a lot on Sunday. Very encouraging. That's in that chart down below. And this was a fire game script. One of the best game scripts on the Sunday slate, as we were talking about that during the sneaky start video, during the must starts video. You need to pay attention to those when I release those on Friday and Saturday because they talk about each game and which players could do this and do that. Very important video. And we talked about this game script. And a game script like that can allow all the players who are seeing snaps to be fantasy relevant. And we saw that with Joshua Kelley. And the Chargers are going to be in a lot of game scripts like that. So if Kelley's just the 1B here, or just the RB2 who's just getting a ton of snaps, still going to see some production, still going to see some spike weeks. And even if he's getting less of a workload and Eckler's okay, there's still a chance something happens to Eckler. And he's got some upside, and he showed it to you. He already showed it to you. So he's a stash. He's more than a stash. There could be something coming up. You got to pay attention to Joshua Kelley. And then looking at his profile, coming out for the draft, 5'11", 212 pounds, more than enough size, 4th round draft capital, good enough draft capital, 25 years old, so he's not super old either. He's just right at that perfect age where he's really hitting it in full stride. And looking at the athletic metrics, more than fast enough to get the job done. He has more than enough agility to get the job done. And we have a good enough specs on the athleticism to really be productive at the NFL level. Nothing's really hampering him here. The burst score's a little light, but it is what it is. But in college, a good target share, good dominator rating, good yards per carry, everything you want out of a young running back. But we've been in the league for some time now. Hasn't been super productive, but he's had his moments here where he has been productive for fantasy, scoring double-digit performances. But Austin Ekeler's there. What do you expect? What do you expect? We've just been waiting for him to get his opportunity, and he's had just a little bit here and there, 69 rush attempts last year. So not too much, but enough to show you a little bit. 111 rush attempts as a rookie in 2020, but a running back who's in a prime situation here, who's already flashed in week 1. And then looking at the fab here, I pulled this from Rotoballer as a gauge here. So 10 to 16% if you're just trying to get them. To be aggressive, 16 to 25%, and a desperation bid, 25 to 40%. So what I think here, when we're looking at fab, if you really want them and you do not want to really siphon out your bankroll, maybe about 20% or so. Maybe about that. That's if you really want them. If you're just throwing some chips out there to see if you can catch them for cheap, 10%, 15%. I don't see anybody being desperate right now. You shouldn't be desperate right now unless you really, really had some injuries hit you. You shouldn't be desperate right now. I say 20% max-ish. That might be enough to get it done if you really want him. 15 to 20 seems about right. You don't want to really kill your bankroll right now. We're only in week 2. But you also want to try and get them if you really want them. So if you really want them, 20% range is probably about the right area for you. I say look at that aggressive bid area right there. See what's right for your league. You know who you're playing with. You should be. You should be, unless you're in some random leagues. But if it's your home league, playing with the people you know, then you should know how aggressive they are from week to week with some of these players and see what happens. And you don't want to kill your bankroll on a player like this, because Eckler can come back. He could be just a spike week player, and we're going to get a lot more of those guys on the waiver wires here on the next few weeks. You need them because you want a piece of the Chargers' run game. The Chargers are explosive. They're going to be in grandiose game scripts. And even as the RB2, he's going to get opportunity here and there. And he is a premium handcuff. Speaking about handcuffs, you may hate handcuffs, because handcuffs are just sitting there. You're waiting for them to do something. Never happens. You may not want that. You may not want that. You may think Austin Ekeler is okay, and you don't have room for him. You don't want a backup running back. You want a younger guy. You want one of the rookies. You want something like that. You want to save your fab. I get it. It's not for everybody, but I do like the Chargers offense. When it comes to the running backs on the waiver wire this week, and I'm talking about these you need videos, and my favorite running backs, I think this is my favorite one off waivers. Kyron Williams is being used in the passing game. I see that. But I really like the Chargers offense here, and I'm willing to put some chips on that. And if Eckler's out for some time, then I'm going to wish I had Joshua Kelley. And even if not, then I know I got a good handcuff. And I like having a good handcuff with some upside. We saw some of that upside this week, and we could be seeing some more. And if something does happen to Eckler, he is an older running back, and running backs do running back things as they get hurt often. This is something you want to pay attention to. He might be a catch and release player as you pick him up off waivers and then get somebody else. Who knows? But he's a guy you're paying attention to nonetheless. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Catch you on the next video.